athletic seasons are going to be starting up at Caldwell County, and we really want to emphasize that we want to interview all the different types of athletes that we'll run across, especially former athletes and present-day athletes, as well as the coaches. And we're excited about this time of the year. And at that, I'll let you take over.
Okay, and it is a real exciting time, especially for all of the retired teachers, because we don't have to go anymore.
That's right.
First of all, I want to just thank Dan and Jaylyn Hughes, Lucinda Gray, Joe and Kathy McInerney for keeping this radio station alive. It was going back in my day, which has been a long time ago now, but all we had was the radio. We got up and listened to the weather, the sports, news, and they kept it going. And Willie Wilson was the main man when I was a kid. And most of the people, I'm sure a lot of people are close to my age and remember him. But move on, and we have all the guests. I don't want to speak too much, but we appreciate Joe and Kathy also taking the opportunity to move to Princeton to live here. What a great thing for our community. When they could have all the McDonald's that they have in different counties, they could have lived anywhere they wanted, down to the lake or whatever, but they chose to live here, and we thank you for that. I also want to say, for my old buddy here, Gator, sitting beside me, thanks for all the prayers you gave him. He wouldn't be here with you if it hadn't been for all of you guys thinking of him all that time.
Exactly.
And one last thing, one of our old buddies, August the 3rd on Wednesday, Richie Hughes would have been 66. And if he'd have been here today, I'd have either been booted out or we'd have had the Three Stooges. So I don't know, one of the three. But just want you to remember old Rich, and he coached all these guys as well. And other than that, we'll go ahead and move on.
Well, Dennis, I brought up yesterday, I kind of got a head start on this show, and I was interviewed with Dennis Hodge and Ken Parker, and of course they have a big weekend planned for them this weekend with the Jake Hodge Memorial Softball or Wiffle Ball Classic. It begins tonight, and we'd like for everyone in the community to come out and support it. And I tell you, they give a lot of money away to these kids here in Caldwell County and Crittenden County, Livingston and Lyon, and the scholarships are spread abroad, and we really appreciated them. And I told a story yesterday. Of course, I kind of had a dream team when I came here in 1986 in terms of a coaching staff, with having you and Richie Hughes and Larry Curlin and Carol Boyd on my staff, and we had a really good time at it, and we really enjoyed the type of kids that we were able to coach, and to see them to go on and make big things out of their lives is very impressive. Today in the studio we have two former Tiger athletes and a very special guest. Of course, we're going to kick off Dotson Days, and I think, Dennis, you'd like to say a little bit about Dotson Days before we get into the interview with Waynee McGowan and Justin Grooms.
Well, just a couple things. I've been going to Dotson Days quite often, and as many times as I'm in town, and I go up just see my old buddy Dickie Pettigrew and Brown and some of them, and they cook food for me and make me feel at home, and it's awful nice to go up. But also the disciples sell bricks just to push their program a little bit, and I've bought one or two and going to buy another one this year. You can engrave them and put anything on them you want. That's Maker 4. I think a lot of you ought to do that, but go up and watch the basket going up Saturday. What you can see some players. We have a lot of players that former come from Hopkinsville, can put the ball hoop, and the only thing you get into every few arguments, which but big time last year saw Jordan people, for a while. He one of the kids that we all were good with, and Wallace, people, young kids don't know about.
That's right. And last night I had the opportunity to go to the Community's Disciples Awards program, and if you've never been to one, you really need to come out and go. They recognize all their scholarship recipients and all the different people that they give awards to in the community that helps out with these tutoring programs. And Justin Grooms, who's one of our guests today, was the keynote speaker, and he just did a very outstanding job. And it was a real good night, and a night that they kicked off Dotson Days, and we're looking forward to interviewing Waynee and Justin Grooms here in just a minute, but I think we're going to fixing to go to a commercial break, and we'll turn it back over to Trice Hughes Chevrolet.
It's kickoff time again. Hello again, everyone. Brent Ladd with Trice Hughes Incorporated with another Pigskin Pick of the Week. This week's special is a 2015 Chrysler 300 Limited, black in color with only 27,000 miles, and it's only $18,995. That's right, Brent Ladd's Pick of the Week has leather heated seats, remote start, and sunroof for only $18,995, which is priced at $3,000 under NADA retail. Come see me, Brent Ladd, at Trice Hughes for this pick. Go Tigers.
Let's talk OnStar. Most GM vehicles, maybe even yours, are now equipped with OnStar. The benefits of OnStar are immeasurable when it comes to saving your life and the lives of your loved ones, helping locate your vehicle in the event that you can't, and navigating you when you are lost. OnStar offers automatic crash response that sends emergency responders to your location even if you can't speak. Stolen vehicle assistance will locate your vehicle immediately in the unfortunate case in which someone mistakes your vehicle for theirs. Turn-by-turn navigation is available to take you anywhere you want to go with the push of one blue button. And you can always stay connected when you activate OnStar 4G LTE and Wi-Fi hotspot on select vehicles. OnStar keeps you informed on your vehicle diagnostics and can even diagnose a problem as you are driving down the road. Activate OnStar on your eligible 2011 model year or newer vehicle today and get 3 months free plus 3 years free of their basic plan. Stop in Trice Hughes Incorporated today for details or assistance on your OnStar activation. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
We're back at Tiger Sports Talk with Gator and DT, and at this time we're ready to interview our in-studio guest. First we have Waynee McGowan, former Tiger great running back here at Caldwell County. He graduated in 1991. He went on to Murray State University and on a full football scholarship. And Waynee, you were probably my first Division I scholarship achievers, and I'm very proud of that. And of course, during that senior season there, we went to the University of Louisville to a football camp, and they were very impressed with Waynee, and he got outstanding backup there. And we thought that they might come up with a scholarship offer for him, but it kind of didn't happen the way we wanted it to. But Coach Mahoney from Murray State University came down and signed him, and he went on to have another great career at Murray State for 4 years. And currently he's back here in Princeton and coaching our Caldwell County Tigers. And I'd just like to turn it over to Waynee and let him say a few words about what Dotson Days means to him, and also about his career at Caldwell County and at Murray State.
First of all, good morning. I just want to say thanks for having me on. It's a real honor to be here and kind of open up the new Sports Talk show. First of all, I just want to give thanks that you guys are doing this. I think it's going to be a really good thing for this community. Be able to hear some sports talk, pregame stuff. As far as playing here at Caldwell County, 10 years old when I first started playing for the Little League Reds and progressed all the way to Murray State University. So it's been really, really fun. I'm still a part of it. Hope to be a part of it for many more years to come.
Well, Waynee, what stands out in my mind, especially your senior season, some of the most memorable games that I can remember, and I don't know about you, but one of your top performances I remember occurred the second game of the season when we went down to Marshall County, and we walked into the gymnasium where we dressed, and they had a big sign up saying, "We roast Waynees."
Right.
And tell us a little bit about your performance in that game.
Marshall County at that time, they were a 4A school. It was before we went to 6 classes, and of course we were a 2A school, and they probably had twice as many kids we had, and they were big and strong and athletic kids, and but we were a pretty scrappy bunch. We'd get after you pretty good defensively, and we could move the ball on you pretty well offensively. Like I said, we go down there and we get off the bus and we walk in, and kind of taped up on their bleachers, I assume they had a pep rally, and there's a big orange sign that says "We roast Waynees" on it. of course, right then, that just kind of sparked something in me right there. So I was pretty much out for blood for the rest of the night. So I had one of the managers just grab it for me and roll it up, and I guess they stuck it on the bus. I had that sign for a long time at my house when I was, a little younger. But yeah, that was a great night for us. We were able to beat those guys by a touchdown or so, and we had a great time beating a 4A school.
Let me interject on that a little bit. I was standing beside you when we walked in, and they had that sign there, and I looked, and I was kind of hoping you wouldn't see it, but then again, I'm glad you did now. But you looked over there, and you looked at me, and you said, yeah, we're going to roast some Waynee, all right?
He went for like 200.
And I was thinking to myself, we're at Marshall County. They weren't a real school. There's a whole lot of color down there, And I didn't want to get them too awful mad at us, and so Waynee was kind of shaking a little bit, and I was up top instead of on the field, and I got to sit up there and listen to all that. When he would run one or knock somebody out, I was wearing them out up there, and I think they almost didn't let me come back out of there at night. But I was so proud of him. He did such a great job, and he wore them out. He just kicked them and made them like it.
He did, and also what I remember about Waynee. He played both ways. He never come off the field, and we didn't really have the luxury of having two platoons back in the days, and he was a well-conditioned athlete, and I don't think you really ever got injured. If you did, I don't remember it, and you wasn't the biggest of bodies as a running back, and play some defensive end for us, and I know that you just had an outstanding career here at Caldwell County, and we're very proud of you. Also, Wayne went on to Murray State University and played under Coach Mike Mahoney for a couple years, I believe.
Right.
And then Houston Nutt came in, and everyone is probably know who Houston Nutt is, and just an outstanding football coach. And he really loved Waynee, and I can remember back on several instances, and I run into Coach Nutt every now and then. The first person he asked about is Waynee McGowan, and he really wanted Waynee to pursue that degree after graduation, and he knew he'd be an excellent coach, and he's turned out to be a great coach. But tell us a little bit about your experiences at Murray State University.
Like I said, I did go in 91, fall of 91, and Coach Mahoney was the coach my first 2 years. And like I said, we had the coaching change in December before my junior year, and Coach Nutt came and brought a couple guys with him, Kim Dameron and Mark Markerson, and some guys that he played with and coached with and had known over the years. And there was, just to be truthfully honest, it was like night and day. The change, the culture changed. He was a people person, Coach Nutt was and still is, and he was for the players, and he brought a lot of energy to the program, which is something we needed. We were pretty down. We hadn't won many games, but the culture wasn't very good as well. But he came in and changed all that for us and made football exciting again. And we changed offenses and did things that we all like to do.
I can remember back when Coach Nutt got here, he brought his whole staff up here to Caldwell County and held a youth camp for a couple of days, and he didn't charge them very much at all. He was just trying to get out in the community, and he had an outstanding staff while he was there at Murray State. And of course, he went on to bigger and better things, but you can't say enough about how he promoted his players and his program there at Murray State. And I'd love to see him get back in coaching someday.
I would too.
And he's just a great man of faith. And
he had a brother or two that coached with him.
He did. Danny Nutt. Mike Markerson was his offensive line coach, and Kim Dameron. Kim Dameron was his defensive coordinator, and matter of fact, Kim Dameron called me a few years after that. He was a head coach in Hutchinson, Kansas, and he was inquiring about Waynee, of possibly hiring him as a coach, and. Of course, we gave Waynee the information, but, he wanted to stay right here at his home here in Caldwell County, and he's been with the Tiger football team for how many years now?
It's going on my 20th, since 1997, so the years have really gone by.
How does time get away from us? And I know back when I was still coaching, you were one of my assistants, and, as a head coach, to have one of your former players come and coach with you is very special. You and Bradley Stallings, and it's just a special time, and we appreciate the job that you've done. And if you would give us a little update on this upcoming season. I know you have a scrimmage scheduled for next Friday, and what these Tiger fans looking forward to?
Well, this year, going into the season, offensively, we are, we're still trying to develop some linemen up front. We have some skilled guys coming back, as everyone probably knows. So, but offensively, we have to develop some receivers as well. On the defensive side of the football, we had eight guys returning this year, which is a plus. Several of those guys were either freshmen or sophomores last year, so they were young, but we did gain some experience with those guys. And like I said, we have 8 of them returning as starters. I believe this team, we got to find some leadership. We do have some inexperienced spots we're going to have to fill. So, it may be a little of a slow start, but I just hope progressively as the year goes we get better. And, by the time district games roll around, we're clicking and ready to go in the playoff run.
Well, the leaders aren't, they're earned. So as the year goes on, you might pick up a few. That's, you can't just point out a guy and say you're captain and okay, you're going to lead the team. Because you never know, it might be the guy, and I shouldn't bring his name up yet because we're going to try to have him on. Dexter Landry, that poor thing. Giordano, we tried to run him off for 4 years, and then he started last year and led the team and everything.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah, that's real exciting. But DT and I were talking a little bit earlier that now these kids, the kids that played for us, like Ben Van Hoosier, Timmy Bashir, and several of the former players, they have sons playing now. And of course that was Richie's grandson, Hunter, and we're looking for it. And of course Drake is playing at Murray State right now, and of course they're my next door neighbor, so they're pretty special to me. And we just love to see kids go on and further their education. We have a lot of former Tigers playing college football, and we want to bring it up, in the coming weeks, especially try to get some interviews with Elijah Anderson and, some of the ones that are playing in college. And we're really looking forward to this season, and we're looking forward to watching you coach and continue your success on the field. And at this time, I think we're going to go to another break, and we'll be back to interview Justin Grooms.
You already knew that Trice Hughes in Princeton has the #1 service department in Western Kentucky, but did you know that when it's time for a new set of tires, we have you covered for that also? Our tire experts, Jeff Brandon, Garrett Harper, and Kathy Capps, have a combined 84 years of experience, and they are ready to serve you on any make and model vehicle. You'll be surprised at our competitive pricing on name brands such as BF Goodrich, Michelin, Goodyear, Yokohama, Cooper, and Uniroyal. Trice Hughes is also the only tire dealer in town to offer the economy price Kenda brand tire. All tires are road force balanced, providing you with the most comfortable ride possible, and rotations are free as long as you own your tires. Call the tire experts at Trice Hughes today. Quotes are free and the deals are worth the call. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. So you're sitting at home, relaxing after a hard day at work. You would like to shop for a vehicle, but simply didn't have the time today. Well, thanks to modern technology and your friends at Trice Hughes, you can pick out the perfect vehicle, get an estimated trade-in value, and even submit a credit application from the comfort of your living room. Visit TriceHughes.com, and in just a few short minutes, you could be on your way to a new car, truck, or SUV. Trice Hughes Incorporated makes it simple to shop from the comfort of your own home. That's TriceHughes.com, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
We're back here at Tiger Sports Talk with Gator and DT. Our next guest is Justin Jamaar Grooms. Many of you know him as Justin Grooms, and in the football for us. 1990 is part of the football Caldwell County. Last night I had the opportunity to go out to listen to be the key speaker at Northside with these awards. On primary kickoff and day, and so we were on the guys important and day. We wanted as much as possible and enjoy today. And Justin, we're glad to have you.
Glad to be here. You told me if I didn't come out, you wouldn't speak to me again. So.
You shouldn't have come.
No, it's great to be here. I just, it's always a good time to come in town during Dotson Days. It's something that we look forward to as kids. It was a week before school started, so we got the new outfits and got the new shoes, and it was just something to look forward to, a celebration. You knew people were coming in town, got to see people that we hadn't seen in a long time. So Dotson Days for me has always been a special time of year.
Well, Justin, I tell you, you're involved in a lot of things right now. Of course, you don't live here in Princeton, and you've traveled around since graduating from Murray State. Justin graduated in 1999 from Caldwell County High School and went on to Murray State University and received, I believe you said you got a master's degree?
Yes, I've got a master's degree in occupational safety and health.
But you're not working in that field. And ever since you left Murray State, just kind of give us an update of what you've been doing.
And where do I start? So I went to Murray State. I went in 99 to Murray State and finished up undergraduate school in 2003. After that, I worked at General Electric for a while doing safety and health. Decided I wanted to go get a master's degree, partly because I didn't want to work yet. So I went back to school, got a master's degree. After that, right after that, I moved to Orlando. Kind of got into entertainment. I always was interested in TV and film.
You like to be a show out.
Yeah, I was just interested. But I grew up in Princeton, Kentucky. I mean, there's not a lot of outlets here for that type of ambition. But so once I got to a bigger market, I started dabbling in it, and it's taken me all over the place. I lived in L.A., I lived in Chicago, now I live in Atlanta. It's just been one of those things. I've kind of been open to where God's been moving me, and that's allowed me to see some things, explore some opportunities, and I'm just grateful for it. Just like I said, I'm always from Princeton, Kentucky, though. So
they mentioned last night that you've been in a few movies, you've
Yes.
done some commercials, and now you're writing books.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so the idea for writing the book came to me about 3 years ago, and it was just something that I really had never been interested in, never had thought about it, and I kind of put it on the back burner for a while. And it just kept coming up, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I published my first book last April. It's called Wrapped in Skin, and it's just about kind of my journey, but also it speaks a lot about purpose and how you can find those gifts within yourself. And anyone can follow their dreams and chase opportunities and do the things that they were created to do. So now I published it, and it's just been successful. I think I had really no expectations for what it was going to do, and it's exceeded everything I could have imagined. So I'm just grateful.
Justin, that's wonderful. I tell you what, Gator, I think we got he's too smart for us. We better get us another guest.
He's too educated.
We need to screen these people better.
Let's go back to your playing days here at Caldwell County.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but
I think I can still play though.
You look like you can. You look like you can. But back in 1998, we had some success there, and of course we were talking to Waynee earlier about one of his most memorable games was against Marshall County, his senior season, and one of the memories that I like to forget was playing Marshall County your senior year, where we went down and as a second game of the season, I believe, again, and we got hammered pretty good, and Gerald received Gerald Fuqua was our running back at the time, and then he hurt his knee, and he was out for a little bit, and we had to insert you into the lineup, and we were glad we did. Your first game back was against Hopkins County Central. And tell us a little bit about that memory.
Well, first, that Marshall game, we actually thought we were doing really well against Marshall.
Here we go with Marshall County.
We were tied 7-7 at halftime. We were great till Cummins came in the room, and he made us feel like we hadn't done a thing on the field, and we went out and didn't do a thing on the field the second half. So
he didn't raise his voice, did he?
He turned a different color. but yeah, so it was that was an eye-opening experience. We knew we had a good team, but we ran up against someone that we weren't really prepared for at the time. Gerald got hurt. I think he injured ribs.
Yeah.
And I was chomping at the bit all season to get a crack.
To run the ball.
Yeah. So played against Central the next Friday. I think I had about 175 yards maybe.
Yeah. And what about the ending of that game?
Oh yeah, and that was
with no time left on the clock.
How long ago we had Kelly Davis kick that
a 40-yard
field goal to win the game,
and we had trouble kicking extra points the whole year, but he nailed it right down the middle.
I think he kicked the punt and went backwards to win the game.
We had some of those occur.
He was dead on that game, but yeah, it was just and I would tell anyone who's playing right now. Now, hopefully, I'll get to talk to the players before I leave town, but. We went in, we focused on the games, but I want to tell them to focus on every play. And I think, we missed a lot of opportunities to really enjoy the experience because we were so focused on the game as a whole. But the plays are what matter, the individual play every down. And
Very good point.
We didn't come off the field either, so it was.
You're right.
That's why we went 0-9 next year.
I think we had 9 players go both ways on that team. The only 2 was Kelly Tinsley and Joe Dan and Zach Barnes. Zach Barnes, he came in and filled in for Justin Fong when he got hurt against Bullitt East, and that's another memorable game, the Bullitt East game. That was an atmosphere that you had to almost be there to experience
Absolutely.
it.
I think I got a concussion that game.
I know before we took the field, you were really excited.
Oh, yeah.
And they turned all the lights out, and they had the smoke coming out of the run-through that they were going to have, and our kids really got excited and played one heck of a ball game to come away with that win and allowed us to go on to play Danville in the state championship game, and that was another pretty memorable game and probably a game that I've never been associated with before. And, we're in the situation at halftime again like we were against Marshall County, but we were down 21-7, I believe, at halftime.
The weather was a little different at halftime of that game, though.
Yeah.
we still thought we were doing a good job, and I think the coaching staff came in and said we were right where we needed to be, and that picked us up. We weren't really where we needed.
I was searching for words, trust me, and I said, "Hey, get a smile on your face. We're right where we need to be." And I said, the one thing we got going for us, we're in better physical shape than they were.
Yeah.
And we just had to keep running them. And then in the fourth quarter, it totally belonged to us. And we had some awful big plays. Stuart Childress on his quarterback draw. He left everybody behind on that. And, of course, who will forget the fake punt when Gerald was going for a punt block and he scoops it up and scores. But those are some very memorable points that you'll never forget, and it's something special. And we really appreciate you, Justice, and coming in and talking to us. And Dee, would you like to follow up with anything?
I just say it's a privilege and an honor to know both of you. We appreciate you coming and been here all your life and stayed with my son for a few days in Orlando back in the day. And,
well, we got to bring up Sue Mama. Sue Sims, tell us, Justin, I know, of course, she was really connected to the football program, of course, with John Y. playing, and, she was very beneficial in keeping her boys in line. So tell us a little bit about Sue Mama.
Well, her and my mom were really, really good friends. So I've known her since I was a little boy. So I kind of grew up with John Y., and she's always been kind of a staple in the community. And, it was some place, like I said last night, that, we could all go and hang out and not really worry about getting into trouble. So she's always been that go-to, kind of that, the adult that wasn't judgmental, that we could feel it, we could let our hair down around. And, so she's always been important to me. So,
well, we've had a lot of special people, like that in this community that's really looked after our young men, and you can just see from the parents how well that they've been brought up, and it's just been a privilege for DT and I both to coach young men like Waynee and Justin Grooms, and our job, it made our job a whole lot easier, and really we never looked at it as a job, D, and we looked at it as a passion and as a hobby, and being able to go out. When it starts to be a job, that's when it's almost time to walk away. Yeah. And I've always said you'll know when it's time. And, I had a great run here, and I appreciate all the support, and I know DT as well. DT and I go back a long way. We've known each other probably for over 40 years, and we have a lot of similarities. We both played for the same high school football coach, Fred Clayton. Fred was here at Caldwell during Dennis's time, and he came to Christian County my sophomore year, and I was able to play for him my sophomore through senior seasons, as well as his son Craig. Craig is also coached me. A lot of people say, "How did he? You look as old as he does." I look older than him, but we were very blessed in that respect. And we both went on to Western Kentucky University, played for the same coach, Jimmy Fikes, and I bring up these names, and Butch Gilbert. Those are big influences on my life, and I know that's probably where I made the decision to, the occupation that I pursued was to be a teacher and a coach, and it's been very rewarding, and I know, Dennis, you feel the same way.
Yeah, I do, and we need to get these guys out of here because their time they want to go, and they'll hear your story long enough one of these days. We'll use that one day, and it'll take a whole hour probably from when we started together back when you were in high school. That's when I went to Christian to help Craig coach that time, but that's another story. But gentlemen, we sure do appreciate you showing up today. I know it's not easy.
Thank you, and we'll go to another commercial break, and we'll be back with our next studio guest, Miss Emma Talley.
What does your service appointment at Trice Hughes do? Glad you asked. Here at Trice Hughes, we give a true 27-point inspection with each vehicle service. We change your oil, check fluids in your transmission, coolant system, power steering, washing fluid, and brakes. Then we inspect your tires, wiper blades, brakes, air filter, belts, hoses, drive boots, and exhaust system. Shoo, that's a lot. Keeping your vehicle maintained at Trice Hughes in Princeton is your best chance of a long and happy vehicle life. Call today for your appointment, 270-365-5522, Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. Trice Hughes in Princeton wants to remind everyone that we have a full line of genuine GM and Mopar parts and accessories for your car, truck, or SUV. We also offer Retrax bed covers. You have to see to believe how awesome they are. WeatherTech floor mats are a must for folks with little people and moms and dads that want to keep their entire carpet protected. Make your truck or SUV stand out with chrome accessories such as 20-inch wheels and tires, running boards, mirror covers, and door handles. Need a gift idea? Adding remote start will surely please your loved one. Call Shauna today for all your accessory needs. 270-365-5522. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. New car and truck buyers, listen up. It's the time of year that the 16s are rolling out and the 17s are rolling in. At Trice Hughes Incorporated, we offer 7 new American car lines to choose from, awesome trade-in allowances, end-of-the-year model rebates, and great financing options. Some people think they have to go out of town for a great deal. We think shopping in Princeton, Kentucky at Trice Hughes Incorporated might just be the best decision you ever make. Give Trice a try before you buy. And as always, if we don't have what you're looking for on our lot, we'll find it for you. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. It's that time of year again. Soon leaves will be falling, foot and deer right around the corner. And when those critters get around, sometimes our vehicles get in their way. Whenever that happens, Trice Hughes Incorporated hopes you remember our body shop to get you back on the road. We offer free estimates, 3-stage paint process that is guaranteed as long as you own your vehicle, and certified technicians that together offer 115 years of combined experience. We keep rental vehicles readily available, so even if your car is out of commission, you don't have to be. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
Back here at 103.3 FM with Tiger Sports Talk. Our next guest we have is professional golfer Miss Emma Talley. Emma's coming off a very strong finish last weekend in Kansas City, where she tied for second place, and we're very proud of that, and I know she is as well. This is, I believe, was your 7th event on the professional tour, the Symetra Tour. And, just tell us a little bit, Emma, about the change from going to college and now being a professional. How's that changed?
Yeah, it's been a transition for sure. I mean, the travel, especially going week to week. I've never played 3 weeks in a row until I played on tour, and yeah, it's been a transition for me, but I've really enjoyed it, and having my mom out there has been really helpful.
Well, we have your high school coach here. I know
Get now.
every she knew. And, I'm very proud. He coached during in high school. Of course, how many champions did you win?
She won it.
No, she won much. We're very on to a great career at the Alabama. And just won many honors. We're so the community size just don't really realize, how good that this young lady is and how well that we're, being represented and getting Princeton, Kentucky on the map. And Dennis, I know how your feelings are about it. Just give us some of your viewpoints.
We'll let her do the talking. I don't know, but when I first took the golf team over, I guess you were in the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And she hadn't played golf. She just looked out back one day and thought she liked it. So her daddy bought her some clubs, and they went and took lessons, which was the right thing to do. And I had one girl on my team, which was her, best one in the state at the 5th grade level. And so I took the boys. We had the boys, and most time Dan and Jennifer took her. They didn't trust me with them boys in there with her. I know that's what it was. But she was just tremendous from the day one. We went, a quick story, we went to Bowling Green. I don't know if you were in the 5th grade or the 6th grade. You had qualified to go down, and we were playing a practice round. And you were playing with the little girl, the sophomore from Tompkinsville. I don't remember her name.
Anderson.
Anderson, that's right. And it was slow. And of course, she's kind of like Randy Durham myself. When we play, we hit the ball before we get out of the cart. And she couldn't stand it, so she was messing around at the tee boxes. And those little girls were writing everything down, and their parents were making them just as strict as they could be, and this and that and the other. Well, Emma got up on the tee box, and she looked at me and grabbed her ball and said, "Run out for a pass, DT." And so I did. I mean, wow, a girl played like that, I went ahead and did it. So anyway, those kids looked over at me. One girl looked at me, and she went, "She like that all the time?" And I said, "Well, yeah, probably." And then she ended up beating them both as a 5th grader, and I thought that was hilarious. But we had some good times, I tell you what.
It was fun.
Yeah. Emma, I tell you, let's talk a little bit about your family and your mom and dad, how much they've meant to you in terms of you playing golf and taking you to all these tournaments. And I know Dan's been on the bag for you for several years now, and just to go back, Dan and I played football together at Western Kentucky. That's where we first had our acquaintances, and of course y'all are very dear friends to my family and all. And just tell us what it's like to have your dad and your mom being at all these events and helping you through these golf matches.
Yeah, I mean, my parents have been everything to me. My mom's been traveling with me. She's the peanut butter maker and the caddy and the travel agent, and she does it all. And to have her out there, my best friend as well, I mean, it's been awesome. And then my dad, I mean, he's so smart, and he balances me out for sure, and we're a good team together when we're out there. And without them, I definitely wouldn't be where I am. Without this community, I wouldn't be where I am. And everybody has been a true asset to my career, and without everyone's help and without everyone's support, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today.
You know, your dad might not be the best golfer in the world, but if he ever wanted to, he could probably teach lessons.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's seen enough lessons.
Yeah, he just told me yesterday, one of his buddies called, and he had told him a little trick to do, and he called back and said, "Wow, I've never hit the ball this well before. You're amazing." I said, "He knows everything about it."
Well, I'm going to come and see him. My tricks are over anymore, I'm telling you. And one other thing we'll bring up is your granddaddy, Joe Talley. He used to coach football here.
He did
years ago
with Fred Clayton.
And of course Emma was his baby doll too. He loved Emma playing golf, and so he would come down and go to some of these matches. And I forget the match this time. It's just going to tell the one story. But we were in Paducah, and she was still young. I don't know, it was 6th grade maybe. And I don't know, you might remember the course. It was one of them. And we had played, and it was slow again. Of course, she couldn't take that, but she hit her T-ball. And, of course, they put Joe riding with me because Danny didn't want him around him. Joe wore Dan out.
Yeah.
And so he put him riding with me. I, as a coach, I would get a cart, and they would let me drive, so they put him with me. And we were riding around, and Emma hit a ball off the tee. It's a 14th hole or something somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, she hits the ball, and it goes over under the tree. And Danny came over to Joe and I, and we were sitting there, and Dan said, "She's getting tired." And Joe said, "She's not getting tired." Well, anyway, she goes under the tree and punches it out in the fairway. And Danny looked at him. He said, "She's getting tired." Well, she goes out in the middle of the fairway, and I don't know if this next shot went in or it was like this. But then Joe looked over at Danny, and he said, "How tired do you think she is now?" So anyway, but it was a treat to be around Coach Talley. He was a good man.
Well, you know what I remember about him, of course, Emma's brother, Joe Dan, played football for me, and every Thursday afternoon he would come out to practice and drive. He wouldn't ever get out of the car, but he'd watch us practice. And, I said, "Joe Dan, there's your granddaddy over there." He said, "Yeah, I know it." But Joe Dan, he was a starter on that 1998 squad as a sophomore, a defensive back. And, of course, Joe Dan got his knee hurt the next year. He was going to be our quarterback, and he was able to bounce back his senior year and finish out a fine career as well. So, the Talley family has been well represented here. And, of course, Dr. Dan is, everybody's optometrist. And, we really appreciate what all they've done for the community and what you've done. I know this coming week you have another event coming up. Tell us a little bit about this tournament and the closeness it is.
Yeah, this one's the closest one so far. It's in Decatur, Illinois, which I think is about 4 hours away. Not really sure.
Now, you've never played any of these courses you're going to.
No. So I get there, and we thought that I'd only have to get there on Wednesday or Thursday, practice and play, but it's truly an all-week affair now. You have pro-ams during the week, you have banquets during the week, so we usually have to be there Monday or Tuesday. So I have Decatur, Illinois, and that's a big one for me.
All you listeners out there, if you want to see Emma play this year, next weekend would be a good weekend to travel to Decatur, Illinois to watch her play.
I would love it.
And it starts on Friday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And ends on Sunday.
Yes. And so then the next week we travel to Wisconsin, so this will be a 2-week stretch this time. So the next 8 tournaments are really important to what happens at the end of the year, so hopefully I'll play well.
Well, Wes told me that he's going to be at the last 2 that are in Florida.
That's good. Tell him to come on.
He said if you need anything, call him. He said, I can't help her with her game, but I can be there. So he's going to be there. But
DT's son was there when I won the national championship, and he's my
right.
good luck charm.
Well,
he was on TV.
Yeah. The funny thing about it was he was standing right beside Jennifer, and they thought that he was her daddy.
They did.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Emma, I tell you, we're awful proud of you. And we know that you've made some big jumps here in the last few weeks on the money list, and we know your goal is to get in the top 10 so you can earn that tour card. Mm-hmm. And but you've kind of been behind the 8 ball a little bit because you didn't start when everyone else did. And
right.
This is your 7th out of 15 tournaments, I believe, they've played thus far. And, some of the young ladies have played all 15, and they're way down on the list. But you're moving up, and we're awful proud of that. And I know these next few weeks are going to be big for you, so we wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
You're not done.
Okay.
I wanted to just ask you, and I've always thought of this. Of course, a lot of people aren't like you. But how hard, not hard, should I say, but appreciative everybody was when you turned down that state championship. That was amazing. I mean, how many people would have ever even there's so many people I know that it wouldn't been honest.
Yeah.
I know you.
It was hard, but
that just shows her integrity.
Oh,
I mean, and I think you would have signed an incorrect scorecard.
What would that have been? 4 in a row? I mean,
it'd been my 2nd in a row. It was my
but I mean,
year.
but you won the next 2.
Mm-hmm. But it I think I would have won by 7, but my scorecard said 8, and I'd already done like an hour worth of interviews, and then my dad comes up to me and he's like, they've got the scoreboard wrong, and I said, what? And so we went through every shot, and it wasn't until the last hole, my second shot, we both forgot because I was behind a tree and I just punched out.
Man.
And I forgot it, and the girl keeping my scorecard forgot it, and signed her incorrect scorecard, and then had to disqualify myself. But, you know, that's what it's all about. It's not about
exactly
winning.
right.
That's right.
I mean, I feel much better knowing that I did the right thing than getting another state championship.
Well, let me tell you this, and I think you know, she, my wife, wants to go on the road with you when you make it on the Women's LPGA Tour and be your maid.
I would love it.
She has said that numerous times, and of course I know how crazy y'all are about each other, and you know we keep up with you all the time, like everyone else here in Princeton, and we're just so proud of you, and we look forward to seeing bigger and better things, and we appreciate you again for coming in.
Thank you so much.
One last thing though, how do you text me back so quick? I know you can't be through playing every time I do, but I just, if I text this lady, congratulations, boom, thanks. It's there. But thank you for responding, and I know you don't have to.
And I know you get thousands of them, and you know, you tell me about Lee Robinson there in Bowling Green. He is amazing. He's been to a lot of your events, I know, and he's, what, 95 years old?
I think 94, 95.
94 or 95, and he's just, he keeps
He still
up.
calls me every week. We
Does
talk
he
every
really?
week.
Yeah,
Golly.
and Lee Robertson, he's a fine man, and
Yes, he is.
you know, a great supporter of Western Kentucky athletics, and I know he was probably a little disappointed you didn't go to Western, and, but you know, you went on to Alabama, and you know, you had just a stellar career there, and I know you've come up a little short this year in the NCAAs, but you still had an outstanding season, and we're very proud of you.
I still have my golf ball you signed that has an A on it. You gave us on the putting green that day. I still got it. Well, you're an awful pretty girl outside as well as inside,
Thank
dear.
you.
You are, and we're very proud of
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
We'll go to a commercial break, and we'll wrap the first edition of Tiger Sports Talk up with Gator and DT.
It's kickoff time again. Hello again, everyone. Brent Ladd with Trice Hughes Incorporated with another Pigskin Pick of the Week. This week's special is a 2015 Chrysler 300 Limited, black in color with only 27,000 miles, and it's only $18,995. That's right, Brent Ladd's Pick of the Week has leather heated seats, remote start, and sunroof for only $18,995, which is priced at $3,000 under NADA retail. Come see me, Brent Ladd, at Trice Hughes for this pick. Go Tigers.
Let's talk OnStar. Most GM vehicles, maybe even yours, are now equipped with OnStar. The benefits of OnStar are immeasurable when it comes to saving your life and the lives of your loved ones, helping locate your vehicle in the event that you can't, and navigating you when you are lost. OnStar offers automatic crash response that sends emergency responders to your location even if you can't speak. Stolen vehicle assistance will locate your vehicle immediately in the unfortunate case in which someone mistakes your vehicle for theirs. Turn-by-turn navigation is available to take you anywhere you want to go with the push of one blue button. And you can always stay connected when you activate OnStar 4G LTE and Wi-Fi hotspot on select vehicles. OnStar keeps you informed on your vehicle diagnostics and can even diagnose a problem as you are driving down the road. Activate OnStar on your eligible 2011 model year or newer vehicle today and get 3 months free plus 3 years free of their basic plan. Stop in Trice Hughes Incorporated today for details or assistance on your OnStar activation. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. You already knew that Trice Hughes in Princeton has the #1 service department in Western Kentucky, but did you know that when it's time for a new set of tires, we have you covered for that also? Our tire experts, Jeff Brandon, Garrett Harper, and Kathy Capps, have a combined 84 years of experience, and they are ready to serve you on any make and model vehicle. You'll be surprised at our competitive pricing on name brands such as BF Goodrich, Michelin, Goodyear, Yokohama, Cooper, and Uniroyal. Trice Hughes is also the only tire dealer in town to offer the economy price Kenda brand tire. All tires are road force balanced, providing you with the most comfortable ride possible, and rotations are free as long as you own your tires. Call the tire experts at Trice Hughes today. Quotes are free and the deals are worth the call. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton. So you're sitting at home, relaxing after a hard day at work. You would like to shop for a vehicle, but simply didn't have the time today. Well, thanks to modern technology and your friends at Trice Hughes, you can pick out the perfect vehicle, get an estimated trade-in value, and even submit a credit application from the comfort of your living room. Visit TriceHughes.com, and in just a few short minutes, you could be on your way to a new car, truck, or SUV. Trice Hughes Incorporated makes it simple to shop from the comfort of your own home. That's TriceHughes.com, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
Back here at 103.3 FM, the Tiger, with Tiger Sports Talk with Gator and DT. We're about to wrap up this show for this week, and we want to really, thank the guests that come in today, Waynee McGowan, Justin Grooms, and Emma Talley, and they have important schedules, we know, but they took the time out to come in and let you people hear about what's going on, and we really appreciate that. We're going to eventually open up the lines for calls, but not today on this show, Dee. We don't have enough time, and we thought we might try it in the coming weeks, and starting next week, though, we're going to be on from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., and we've got a few guests already lined up for next week, and if any of you out there listening, you got any suggestions on how we can make this show better, and just let us know. Let DT or I know, and we really appreciate it. And I think we got off to a pretty good start this week, D.
Well, we did a lot of talking. I don't know if anybody liked any of it, but hopefully they did listen, some of them, and some of them.
Hopefully the guests did better, than we did.
I know they did. We had one of them was way above my head. But anyway, it was a good day, and hopefully, like I say, it'll work out. And just thank the ones that did listen. If you're interested in, like he said, being on the show, or if you have a subject that you want us to talk about, we can do that. If we don't know anything about it, we can sure make something up.
That's right. And once again, we appreciate you tuning in and listening to us. And don't forget, this weekend's a big weekend here in Princeton. We've got Princeton Dotson Days going on, and we also had the Jake Hodge Memorial Wiffle Ball Tournament out at Ken Parker's. And you people try to get out and support these activities. And beginning next week, we're just 1 week away from the start of the football season, D. And
how fast does it go?
This is an exciting time of the year, I'll tell you. And we'll have Coach Barnes in, and we got another special guest we're going to probably have, a Dexter Lander. We kind of let the cat out of the bag earlier, but, he's a former player and one of my first players in 1986. And, we'll talk to him and get updated on what he's been doing. And, we may have a few more guests lined up. But once again, we want to thank you for tuning in to 103.3 Tiger Sports Talk. Shirley's got something.
It ain't sports related, though. I know nothing about sports. So I just want, I just want you to know that you're watching the Pat Gates DT Trice Hughes Sports Talk Show. Better put that in there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
WPKY Online, and I want all my advertisers to know that we are going to be selling advertising on that site. So be the first to jump on board. We're excited about it.
We need all the advertising we can get if we're going to be able to stay on the air.
Yeah, we need money. It's always money.
Roller Fortner, I know you're listening out there somewhere, so Fortner Gas, you get our advertising in, and we look forward to it. And
if you'll pay the money to get rid of us, do it. Just pay the money. It doesn't matter.
That's right. That's right.
Tell them to call Shirley Gray.
Call Shirley Gray.
She's always wanted money all her life.
Yeah. And thanks again, and at this time we'll turn it back over to 103.3 The Tiger.